everyone, Chris here, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing BookTube Spin Round 2. The BookTube Spin is something that Rick from Rick McDonald does, and basically what it is you put 20 books on a TBR, and Rick suggests you break it down into 4 categories of 5 books. The categories can really be anything you want, and what he will do is each of those books will have a corresponding number, and he will spin a wheel, and whatever number the wheel lands on is the book that you have to read. So he will be spinning the wheel on April 28th, and I will have his channel and his announcement video for this round linked in the description below. Once your book is picked, you will then have the months of May and June to read this book. It's really just to encourage you to pick a book you might not otherwise put on your TBR and get it off your shelves. So because there's 20 books, I'm not going to get super in-depth with any of them. However, I will link the Goodreads descriptions to all of these books in the description box below. So if you're curious and want more information about them, check the description box. So my first category are series that I would like to start. First up, we have Doggone It by Spencer Quinn. This is an adult mystery. Next, we have 7 Black Diamonds by Melissa Marr. This is a YA fantasy. Next, I have Flame in the Mist by Renee Audier. I think that's how you say it. This is another YA fantasy. Next, we have The Queen of All Crows by Rod Duncan. This is an alternate history sci-fi fantasy book. And lastly, we have Reign of Shadows by Sophie Jordan, which is another YA fantasy. So these are my 5 options for series to start, and for clarification's sake, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. My next category is series to continue. First, I have Bay of Sighs by Nora Roberts. This is a romance with a bit of fantasy in it. Next, I have The Silver Door by Emily Rhoda. This is a middle grade fantasy. Next, I have Circle of Heroes by Adam J. Epstein and Andrew Jacobson. This is also a middle grade fantasy. Next is Now I Rise by Kirsten White, which is a YA historical fiction alternate history book. And lastly is Through the Untamed Sky by Jennifer Lynn Alvarez, which is another middle grade fantasy. So these are my options for series to continue, and their numbers are 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. My third category are tomes. First up, at 800 pages, I have The Revolution of Marina M. by Janet Fitch. This is a historical fiction. At 541 pages, I have Wildwood by Colin Malloy and Carson Ellis, and this is a middle grade fantasy. At 527 pages, I have The Box and the Dragonfly by Ted Sanders. This is a middle grade fantasy. At 564 pages, I have Magic by Angie Sage, and this is a YA fantasy. And at 520 pages, I have Heartbreaker by Julie Garwood, and this is a thriller that is also a romance, I believe. So these are my options for tomes, and their numbers are 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And my last category is lowest rated. Coming in at a 3.32 is Good Karma by Christina Kelly, and this is a contemporary romance. Rated 3.34, I've got Light Years by Emily Ziff Griffin, which is a YA sci-fi. Next, at 3.35, I have The Lies They Tell by Gillian French, which is a YA mystery. At 3.41, I have Losing Isn't Everything by Kurt Menefee, which is a nonfiction. And lastly, at 3.45, I have Countdown to Lockdown by Mick Foley, which is another nonfiction. So these are my options for lowest rated. Their numbers are 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So remember, on April 28th on Rick's channel, he will be spinning a wheel, and whatever number comes up on that wheel, I will be reading whatever book I showed you that corresponds with that number. Let me know if you will be participating in the BookTube Spin, and if so, what categories you decided to use. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me a crystal ball emoji, like this video, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!